Hi guys, it's Miss Cicero. Today we're going to be talking about our section 1.4 angles. Make sure you take down all your notes as we progress through this lesson. First, we're going to talk about the definition of an angle, which is a figure consisting of two non-collinear rays. Again, remember that means not on the same line, with a common endpoint. There are a couple different ways we can classify our angles. The first way is an acute angle. The way I remember this is an angle, something that's acute is usually pretty small. So an acute angle is an angle with a measure of less than 90 degrees. An acute angle measures anywhere between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. One specific example is an angle that is 62 degrees. But again, this is just one example. The next way to classify is an obtuse angle, which is an angle with a measure greater than 90 degrees. An obtuse angle is anywhere between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. One specific example, again, is an angle that's 105 degrees. Again, just one specific example. The next way is a straight angle. Now, this angle has to be exactly 180 degrees. It's an angle with a measure of 180 degrees. It has to be exactly 180 degrees to be a straight angle. And our final way is a right angle. You've probably heard of this before. It's an angle with a measure of 90 degrees. And again, this is another one where it has to be exactly 90 degrees. Most of the time, whenever you're given a right angle, it will have a little square in the corner to let you know that it's exactly 90 degrees. But in this case, we'll label it as well. Now we're going to move on to naming the parts of our angles. The vertex is the common endpoint where two rays meet. In this example, our vertex is letter B. That's where our two rays meet. That is their common endpoint. And to name this point, we just use a capital letter B. To name the sides of our angle, those are the rays that form the angle. In this case, our endpoint is B. Our first ray is ray BC, and our second is BA. Now remember from our first section that whenever you name a ray, it has to go from the endpoint and then to any point in the direction that it goes infinitely. The two sides of this angle are rays BC and BA. It has to have the ray symbol over top. Those are our two sides of our angle. To name your angle, the vertex is always the middle letter. And a note to yourself, never lift your pencil when naming an angle. When we name this angle, we can start at point A, go to point B, and then to point C. Whenever we name an angle, we have to use the symbol for angle in front, which looks like this, and then we can call it angle A, B, C. Notice how our vertex is in the center. We could also go the other direction and call it angle CBA. Or, because there is only one angle centered at vertex B, this can be called angle B. And because there is a number right inside of my angle 1, this can be called angle 1. So for this one angle, we can call it any one of these four names. And the final part is classifying this angle. When we looked at it earlier, this one definitely is less than 90 degrees. So this specific one would be an acute angle.